Hello, party people. This is Alex at Embertone, and I'm just going to be giving a quick overview of the ensemble functionality of the Friedlander Violin. So if you look at the front page here, you see a little ensemble button, and what that does is activates a script that uses a whole bunch of borrowed and pitched samples inside the violin and puts them all together into a surprisingly convincing ensemble. This is partially possible just because we chromatically sampled the instrument, so there are a lot of samples to draw from. So yeah, when you press that button, the sound goes from solo to ensemble. So let's take a closer look. In the ensemble view, you still have all the same articulations at your disposal. So by default, you are listening to bow change. And then you can do just the same as if you're playing in solo mode. Slurs. And staccatos. And also sustain mode. Alright, so let's look at some of the other controls. The first one that I like to talk about are these 8 violins. They are arranged in an arc and span the stereo spectrum. So we could turn all of them off and you can listen to what that would sound like. I think violin 1 is the natural violin. And then if we add the ones on the outskirts, you'll listen to what that does to the stereo field. So you can choose your ensemble up to 8 players. Alright, this combine transitions button right here will take the bow change style and actually introduce just a few slurs in there as well. And what that does is it means that you don't have to have as many borrowed notes coming in, so it's a little bit more natural. Let's talk now about the panning controls over here. If you pan things all the way from left to right, you get a complete stereo spectrum of all of this stuff. So this configuration would mean that the violin in position 7 and the violin in position 8 are at the very extremes of the stereo view. And then if you want, you can make things have a narrower field, or you could even make it essentially mono just by dragging them both to center. Okay. Now let's just check out tightness and intonation. These are really fun controls. So tightness just means how together the ensemble is. So the further up you bring this, the more of an overall delay you're going to have from player to player. So with the tightness all the way up, you get almost a staggered effect, which is kind of cool. And let's bring that back down a little bit and then talk about intonation. Intonation is a great way of keeping the sound fresh and organic. With the settings too high, it will sound kind of like a high school or middle school ensemble, which is a nice effect. Could get some clusters this way. You can turn the tightness all the way up. Pretty funny in staccato mode to have tightness all the way up like that. All right. I think that's all I want to talk about in the ensemble view. Thank you for watching, and the next video we'll be putting together will be an overview of the configure page.